Okay, first thing Ken's gonna take us through is, again, the aggressive forward-facing grille or the shark nose. What we're trying to do is have that aggressive feature, but as we're showing with the smoke, if we can get that hood shape to reattach the flow, get that high velocity flow on the vehicle's surface, that's great for CD, right? That's great for reducing air force on the vehicle as you drive. So that's the main goal. We have an aggressive look, but we can reattach the flow quickly. So, what's the smoke coming out of the hood? We said, hey, we have functional hood vents on the Mustang for 2015. What's that doing? It's like popping the can open, right? So you have a lot of pressure underneath the hood. When you're driving really fast, it's going through the radiator to cool off the car. We've got the ability to relieve that pressure by the air going out the hood tube. And that's great because that means we're not raising the car up with that extra pressure. So in essence, it reduces the amount of lift force on the vehicle. Again, we have a very aggressive hood over the headlamp, right? Normally that wouldn't be a good thing if we create a vortices, which would be bad for drag. But what we're able to do as a design team is wrap the headlamp around the side of the car flush. So what's that do? It reattaches the flow on the side of the car, which again is beneficial for reducing drag on the vehicle. The tighter you can keep the air against the vehicle, the less drag you'll have, the better fuel economy. Again, it's the attention to detail. You can have that working together to get a great look on the vehicle, a real aggressive Mustang, but still have an improvement in the overall drag. So we talked about our front wheel aero curve. So what's that doing, right? It's basically taking high velocity air and shooting it across the face of the wheel and tire. So every vehicle will have a big vortice created by that opening in the wheel and the tire. By us shooting a high velocity air across it, we're actually sucking in that vortice against the vehicle. Again, that reduces the drag from having a wheel and tire on the car. So what Ken's showing is if you put it on the back side of the feature, it'll give you a general idea of the air flowing through that. Will then pick up the smoke and give you an idea where it's going. So Ken's walking across what we call a splitter, right? So again, you'll see the refinement of the splitter, right? It's not a real aggressive splitter like we're doing a fake it splitter, but it's a refinement in how we can split the airflow, keep it from going underneath the car, which then would push up on the car, and it's also creating a surface to push down on the car. So again, these are things that for a vehicle that's going to go on the Autobahn, these are important things that you want to have a splitter design system. It can reduce the amount of air underneath the car that would be pushing up on it, and you want to have places where the air can actually create a downforce on it.
Okay, I'm not going to show the air dam because you'd all have to lie down on the ground, so we're going to skip it to the mirrors.
So again, for Mustang for 2015, the mirror system has gone door mounted. What a door mount mirror system does is take that wake structure that's created by that large shape that you need to have something to see behind you, and it moves it away from the side glass. Because we've moved that wake structure, you can imagine a wake structure will be pounding against that window as turbulence, which would then create noise in the cabin. So by going to door mount and moving that wake structure away from the occupant, we're able to reduce the amount of noise at high speeds. We're also able to create a visibility point that you can see between the mirror housing and the A-pillar. And also for drag, we aren't influencing the total wake of the vehicle, right? The mirror in itself is its own discrete activity. It's not disturbing the overall wake of the car. It gives you an understanding of how this coupe is set up from its sleek nature, right? We still have a high mounted stoplight on the back of this vehicle. We still have an antenna, but we still have the ability to keep that flow nice and attached as we go over it. So it's very sleek for aerodynamics. It gives us a tremendous advantage in that nice shape, tight gaps. These are all things that provide improvements to aero as you go around the vehicle. So as Kamal was talking about, the deck lid of the car becomes more important, right? We haven't disturbed the flow from the base of the windshield all the way back, so we're really accelerating that flow, so it has a lot of energy to it.